Right, we are almost at the end. Shubhra, may I ask you to come on stage to just, I know you've already done your vote of thanks, so vote of welcome, and following which then I will proceed to end the proceedings.
What a conference this has been. I think it gets better every time, right? From the first to the third, we can see the transition, we can see the kind of conversations that have been going on for the last 2 days. I am mentally exhausted, but if you ask me for another day of this conference, I would give in. I think what I need to do right now, not just thank the supporters and all of you who have come in, but also to extend this call to try and see how we can make ourselves better, even better next year. All of the feedback that we've been getting from the first and second conferences have been fed into this, to making this conference slightly better than what it was in its last form. And going forward, we would like again to make it even better. So, with that, I would say the collaborative spotlight actually brought in a lot of that feedback too. And first and foremost, though the vote of thanks was traditionally, as is done in our conferences, in the opening, Ahmedabad University have been fascinating and fabulous hosts. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I saw this room full of Ahmedabad University professors, students, deans, associate deans, and Raghu himself has been so kind and generous with his time. We had this conversation about how scientists do not answer emails. I was proven wrong this time. It was just one email I wrote to Professor Chandra, the Vice Chancellor of this university, and he said, please come to Ahmedabad University. I couldn't have been more wrong when I said yesterday to somebody that scientists do not answer, academics and scientists do not answer emails. The second thing that was noteworthy at the university is the food. Thank you for the excellent food. And yes, we did. Rahul Bhale was the chef. He oversaw everything that we ate personally, and we enjoyed the 5-star luxury of having such great food, great spread. I think I would be remiss if I didn't mention all the professors who came in and gave us feedback on how we can interact with scientists and academics at the university better. We expect just to write an email or pick up the phone and call them, but it would be better if all the journalists and communicators actually appraised themselves of the work that is going on here before hitting that send button or picking up the phone, and trying to figure out what are the things that excite you most at the university, at any university for that matter, but especially because you've been such fantastic hosts and opened your campus for us. The lab tours, I'm told, were fabulous, and people are going to write stories from those, so you can rest assured that there are journalists coming your way.
So we planned for 45 minutes.
Yes.
They went on for more than 2 hours.
Yes, I got that feedback, and isn't that fascinating? Isn't that really something that actually speaks to what is in those labs and who is manning those labs? My other thought about the university and about the co-creation of content, of say journalistic pieces going forward would be that, and we've heard this enough on the stage about scientists and journalists opening their minds up to each other. What we try to do in other fora, not just this conference, is we try to tell scientists ask us to visit their labs, and we do that. And we try to tell them to sometimes visit our newsrooms to get a hang of the kind of pressures that scientists, the journalists work in, communicators work in, and it gives them a kind of view to the deadline pressures, the kind of other pressures that journalists function inside, and it then removes that bit of not understanding each other's works or spheres of operation. So please feel free to reach out to us if you would like to have a peek at our newsrooms, especially during crunch hours. That really brings out the worst out of us, but that is something to see. So thank you very much, Ahmedabad University. Very, 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 very grateful, very, very thankful for your support. All of our other supporters, of course, Bhashini has given us such a fantastic presentation, and I'm sure Suchita is sitting next to you, and I'm sure she is talking about her story already. So it is going to open up story ideas from what you presented. Devyani, thank you so much for that fantastic presentation. I think it was exactly the kind of things we wanted to hear, and it is exactly the kind of things that we will take back and probably can think of some other partnership opportunities later. So thank you for that. And all the other supporters, who else am I missing? I always keep missing people to thank, but I think NCBS has always been very, very graceful and gracious whenever it's come to SJAI, and Shashi really came in at 3 a.m. in the morning just for that session and went off after the session. He could have just done it online, but since he had missed the last one at ISER Pune, he said, I have to be here. So he came in, and it was very generous of him. I think we are really thinking in terms of heading to Bangalore next year, because not yet finalized, it's just me wishful thinking, but we've got a whole bunch of people coming to me and saying, how about Bangalore next year? You'll save a lot on travel costs. So, so I think I'm biting that one. Apart from that, who else am I missing? ANRF. But they didn't turn up, so doesn't matter. But ANRF has, for the past 2 conferences, they've come up with their support. They've always been very open in terms of the engagement and also in terms of what they can offer us without impinging, despite being a government agency, impinging upon the independence and the breadth that we look at for engaging with them. So I think that always has been another win-win for us, this partnership. Thank you, everybody. You've been very patient and a great audience for the conference, and really engaged throughout the conference with such fascinating questions. I'm not even going into the breadth and diversity and the disparity of all the thoughts that were put out on this stage, and we were so welcoming and so fulfilling experiences were had by everybody. I thought personally that this year's program, or the curation and the speakers, were by far the best out of the 3 conferences that we've had. So thank you. Last but not the least, my team, I'm not even going to, we'll party later. So Mrinal, but does need a special mention. Where's Mrinal? Thank you so much, Mrinal, for everything you did on social media, and you made us look so good. And people from across the world are feeding in to say, FOMO, 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 for missing out on the conference. So thank you very much.
Please mention
Well, she's partying in absentia, but yes, Shruti as well, of course. She's always been our rock star. So yes, woohoo for Shruti. And don't mention Bertie, or can you do your own stand-up? But Bertie, what a revelation! What an addition to this year's conference. Thank you so much, Bertie. You brought in the much needed humor and the much needed shake yourself up, guys. To the conference, I'm indebted to your help and support to SJAI. Thank you, everybody. Thanks.
Okay, cool, thank you. I came in as a scientist and I have learned a lot. And one of the things I've learned is that I've got to write my own thank you note. Okay, ladies and gentlemen and children of all ages. Well, I think we can officially say that the neurons have been firing at full capacity these past few days, and not just the caffeine kind. Shout out to all the people who went out and got tea and coffee for me. Thank you, you're all lifesavers. While I was in front, well, if anybody saw me moving my laptop around, I was just showing timings. So it's not like I was showing memes to everybody and making them laugh. As your MC, I've had the absolute joy of watching all the amazing journalists, the communicators and the editors turn into stand-up philosophers armed with facts, wits, and the occasional joke, mostly, at me or from me. Now, I came here thinking I'd just be introducing people, right? Turns out, I have been introduced to a whole new world. From discussions on climate storytelling to panels that brought the journalists and scientists together, this has generally been a masterclass in how curiosity and communication collide. And honestly, the networking here has been fantastic. I have met journalists who can explain gene therapy better than some geneticists I know. And yeah, I know there are people out there who can't do it. And you guys are doing really, really good work over here. The few people here and also all the different people I've met over the last 2 days, we've shared laughs, insights, data, memes, GIFs, and random WhatsApp conversations. And through it all, I've just realized that this networking is what is building the future of science journalism over here. Now, everyone here, I genuinely believe that they all come together to truly believe that science is not just about what we know, but how we share it. So, a huge thank you to the organizers, the speakers, the volunteers, every single curious mind that made this conference sparkle brighter than the data on my fluorescence microscope. Now, as we close, let's take this energy back into our work to tell stories that heal and inspire trust and remind people that facts are still our best friends. And finally, thank you for letting me be your MC, your occasional pun provider, and your proud student for the past few days. It's been an absolute privilege. So, ladies and gentlemen, stay curious, stay communicative, and good evening and take care. See you when I see you.